Hello everyone, and welcome to another video. For over 2 decades, Seattle was home to a historic trolley that carried passengers along the waterfront. The George Benson Waterfront streetcar began operations in 1982, utilizing tracks that were previously owned by the Burlington Northern Railroad. Originally, the line consisted of 1.5 miles of track along Alaskan Way from Broad Street to Main Street. Eventually, the line was extended further into downtown, traveling eastward along South Main Street and then turning south onto 5th Avenue to reach the end of the line at 5th and Jackson. This brought the line to a total length of 2 miles with 9 stations. Operations utilized 5 W2 class trams imported from Melbourne, Australia, numbered 272, 482, 512, 518, and 605. The cars were built in the late 1920s. Trolleys would run about every 20 minutes with up to 3 cars in service at any one time during peak hours. Over the years, the line became very popular with both tourists and residents. It was quite common during the summertime for cars to run with standing room only. Despite its popularity, on November 18th of 2005, the trolleys made their last runs and the line was closed. This was done so that the trolley maintenance barn could be demolished to make way for the Seattle Art Museum's Olympic Sculpture Park. It's been just over 20 years since trolley service ended, so I'd like to go back and take a look at the line during its heyday. I was lucky enough to get to experience the trolleys for myself in June of 2003, just 2.5 years before the line was closed. While the videos I have are pretty shaky due to my young age and beginner filming skills at the time, they provide a neat look into the past. Let's go back to June of 2003 for a ride on Seattle's Waterfront Trolley. Our journey along the route of the Waterfront Trolley begins at the intersection of Broad Street and Alaskan Way in downtown Seattle. This is the northern end of Seattle's waterfront and also the beginning of the trolley route. All 5 of the trolley cars were stored and maintained in a barn located just north of the Broad Street station. A Burlington Northern locomotive approached Broad Street as car 518 pulled up to the station platform to take another group of passengers south along the waterfront. Leaving Broad Street, the trolley line ran between Alaskan Way and the Burlington Northern Santa Fe Railroad. This is the major freight and passenger rail line north out of the city of Seattle. Just 2 blocks south of Broad Street, the Waterfront Trolley made its next station stop at Vine Street. This station was located just across from the famed Edgewater Hotel and Pier 67. Cruise ships frequently boarded from this portion of the waterfront. When no passengers needed to board or get off at a station, trolleys would proceed through without stopping. A Burlington Northern switch engine headed north as car 518 finished picking up a group of passengers at Vine Street. Once everyone was on board, the car proceeded south. As the BNSF tracks left the waterfront to travel in a tunnel under the city, the streetcar came to the next stop at Bell Street. Proceeding on its own dedicated right-of-way, the trolley line passed by several modern buildings, including some hotels.
Yes, Anyone for 5 Street?
Yep.
5 Street. 5 Street.
We getting more? Yeah.
The next stop after Bell Street was at Pike Street, directly across Alaskan Way from the Seattle Aquarium. Immediately after Pike Street, the waterfront trolley encountered one of two passing sightings on the mostly single-track line. Cars in either direction would take the left-hand track to pass each other here. University Street was the next station stop. To provide a modern reference point, the Seattle Great Wheel Ferris wheel was constructed at this portion of the waterfront in 2012. Prior to 2019, the Highway 99 Alaskan Way Viaduct made up much of the backdrop east of the waterfront. It was replaced with a new tunnel dramatically changing the city skyline. Once the old viaduct was torn down, this section of the waterfront was redeveloped. Today's waterfront looks quite a bit different from that of yesteryear. Just a couple blocks down from University Street was the next station at Madison Street. With no stop requests, our trolley continued through the station.
Next stop is Washington Street here, 4850, Dr. Culver Submarine Supply.
Well, there's the submarine museum, and that's...
The trolley passed the Washington State Ferry Terminal in Seattle about a block before the next station at Washington Street. Ferries depart Seattle multiple times daily, bound for Bainbridge Island and Bremerton. Washington Street was the last stop for the trolley as built in 1982. In 1990, the trolley was extended to Jackson Street. To reach the new end terminus, track was constructed down the middle of Main Street. After leaving Washington Street Station, the streetcars ducked under the Alaskan Way Viaduct and turned east onto Main. As of 2025, the only surviving remnant of track for the trolley is a short section along Main Street between 1st Avenue and 5th Avenue. Continuing through downtown Seattle, the line's last intermediate stop was at Occidental Park. This station was located in Seattle's Pioneer Square district. A block after Occidental Park, trolleys reached the second passing siding. In contrast with the first siding, all trolley cars took the right-hand track here.
Next stop will be Jackson, Chinatown International District. This will be the last stop.
Continuing down Main Street, the line crossed over the BNSF tracks. It is here that trains exit the rail tunnel under Seattle. trolley rolled around the right-hand curve onto 5th Avenue as it approached Jackson Street and the end of the line.
Yeah, we have to get this is 5th and Jackson, last stop. Need everyone to the platform for 10 minutes.
At the Jackson Street station, all passengers disembarked. This stop sat adjacent to both the former Milwaukee Road Station, now used for Sound Transit buses and light rail, and the former Great Northern and Northern Pacific Railway King Street Station. King Street is home to Amtrak intercity trains as well as Sounder commuter trains. Car 482 paused briefly before reversing direction for the trip back north. Let's enjoy the ride back north to Broad Street Station as we experience the sights and sounds of the waterfront streetcar.
Yeah, this thing looks
Stadium, there's the baseball park. That's funny. That's how he started out before he got into the science thing. He probably performed, told jokes at that very place.
that place?
But he did.
Comedy Underground?
Next stop is Washington Street, Piers 48 through 50, Russian Cobra submarine display. Washington State Ferry Terminal, Tigers. And anybody want Madison Street? Next stop, University Street, Piers 56, 57, Bay Pavilion, Argus and Cruises, Harvard Steps to downtown, Seattle Art Museum and Center Oil Hall. Anybody want University Street? climb steps to the market. Waterfront Park, Seattle Aquarium, IMAX Film Theater. Next stop is Mill Street, Anthony's Pier 66, the diner. Lunchtime at the Spaghetti Factory, Pier 70, for Rippy's new restaurant on the pier. There's a drop-by stop end of the line. Next departure will be in less than 10 minutes. All passengers have to leave the streetcar while we pull into the rail yard. There will be a change of crew coming up.
After a brief 15-minute trip, Car 482 arrived back at Broad Street Station, bringing to an end our journey aboard the Waterfront Trolley. I hope you enjoyed this look back into the past at Seattle's old waterfront streetcar. As always, a special thanks to all my supporters on Patreon. Have questions or comments on the Waterfront Trolley you'd like to share with me? Post them below in the comments section. If you would like notifications whenever I post to YouTube, click on the subscribe button and select the Receive All Notifications option. I'll be back next Friday at 9 AM Pacific Time for a brand new railroading adventure right here on the YouTube channel. That's it for now. Until next time, I'm Mike Armstrong. I'll see you down the line. Thanks for watching.